Hello friends, I'm here at the Crosbyville Cemetery on Crosby Road in Bangor, Maine, USA. This is a really interesting old cemetery. It's got some milestones. So the Crosby family was a really old family here in Bangor. This was their neighborhood. And interestingly enough, one of the oldest burials here, Simon Crosby, who was born about 1726 and died about 1796, I found his headstone at Mount Hope Cemetery, which is, of course, the largest cemetery in Bangor. And it's definitely an original late 1700s stone. His wife, Sarah Sewell Crosby, is also presumably buried at Mount Hope. And presumably their headstone started here. There are a lot of reburials at Mount Hope, so I'm thinking maybe they didn't want to risk the headstone breaking down out here or it being vandalized, so they moved them to Mount Hope. I had created a find a grave for them and called it a cenotaph, but then I changed it to their actual burial because it doesn't make sense that they would have moved the stones but not the bodies. That does happen, but I assume they're reburied at Mount Hope. But let's take a look at the few stones that are actually left here. So this one is quite memorable in itself. It says reinterment, which means this is a reburial too. Site of Benjamin Wheeler, founder of Hampton, which is of course the next town to Bangor. He had a relatively short life. He was only about 42, but he lived 1742 to 1784, and his wife Elizabeth Burnham Wheeler, 1746 to 1811. Now, the previous Crosby that I mentioned, Simon Crosby, his wife was born about the same time, give or take, 1726 to 1729, and she actually died about 1810. But we can see the Wheelers here lived during a somewhat similar time period. A lot of these stones are very old and broken. This is just a pedestal. But you can read a few still. It says Annie E., wife of Benjamin Crosby, and daughter of Elias and Sarah Dudley, died February 11 of 1864, aged 28 years, 5 months, 9 days. There's her daughter, Annie L., daughter of Benjamin and Annie Crosby, died looks like maybe San Mateo, Florida, February 5th of 1881. Can't read a name on that anymore, but it says died October 8, 1881, age 78 years. That could be Benjamin, Annie's father and husband of the other Annie. There's another broken stone there. Oh, this says Benjamin Crosby. Benjamin S. Crosby died May 22nd, 1894, age 59 years, 7 months. Just says rest on the bottom. And we can see various other, that could be a regular just rock, but it's hard to tell. And that's really about it. You really can't see a lot of old other stones, and many of them are probably ground into dust at this point. You can only really see about 4 or 5 or 6 stones or the remains, but I thought it was really interesting, especially when I came across Simon Crosby and Sarah Crosby's headstones across town in Mount Hope. So I had been meaning to visit this one for a little bit, and it's the first chance I got to come out here. It's just a side back road.